Paul, it's a nice way to sign off for the fans at home, and always is when you do that.
Yeah, without a doubt, and it's been the big thing I've been saying all week to them, is that these are horrible days if you don't do it properly and you're bringing the fans on the pitch for one man and his dog and nothing, no atmosphere. So it was nice, and I thought we actually played really well today. I thought we showed probably as much control in a game as we have done. And it was only when we give a bit of a soft penalty, I haven't seen it, but I'm led to believe it was a penalty, that we put ourselves under pressure. But overall, I was really pleased with some of the football we played, and we did the things that we've been asking the players to do. I want width from our wing backs. I want forward thinking from the wing backs. I want us to get into good areas where we can switch the play, and I thought we did it really well today.
You criticised quality in recent weeks, and wow, 2 moments of real quality for those goals.
In particular, I thought the second goal was an excellent football goal. Really good play. Started, I think it was in our right back position or right wing back, whatever you want to call it, and we've come out and switched the play. Again, we've got into some good areas and we've thrashed crosses too high and too far. That one was a good cross, and really pleased for Louis Alexandra to get on the end of it and tap that second one in.
He showed it, Joe showed it in their celebrations, how much it means to these boys to be getting things right, particularly here at Brunton Park.
Of course it means. It's what you're in football for, to try and do those sorts of things. So I'm sure they've enjoyed it today. I'm sure they've enjoyed the football they've played, and it's a good way to sign off what it's fair to say has been a really disappointing season. It was a good way to sign off.
I know from the past and from your recent managerial stuff, you love giving young players a debut. A young Cumbrian lad gets one today. What was the thinking behind that?
The thinking was he thoroughly deserved it. He's trained really, really well throughout, and I wanted forward-thinking players today, so I felt with Joe in midfield we'd have a bit more forward-thinking about him with him and Brennan Dickinson. And then it's a toss-up then, and maybe a bit harsh on Kelvin that he didn't get the nod, but I just thought it's a really good opportunity, and especially when I found out that he hadn't made his debut, I thought what a great opportunity to go and blood him, and you never know what they're going to do until you throw him in there, and I thought he did really well. I thought it was a really strong, positive debut, and I'm really pleased for him.
And his touches, his passes, everything was going right for him. The crowd reacted to that as well. They like to see their own up there as well.
Of course they do. I think everybody likes to see young players coming through, and as I said, he's thoroughly deserved his chance, and we'll make a decision over the week whether he gets a second opportunity at Bradford next week, but he certainly hasn't done himself any harm.
And the rest of the lads, it is still, you're still mulling over what you're going to do come post-Bradford and what decisions you make. They're all out there trying to do something for you or for somewhere else.
Well, that's what you have to do. That's, and the truth is, it isn't for me. They're doing it for themselves. It's about them. It's their careers. I always say to them, if you don't work hard, it ain't going to affect my life. I'm old and grey now. I'm 55. I'm not ancient, but certainly old and grey. And they've got to do it. They've got to want to go and forge a career and make a career really good. And I hope that they continue to do that. We need to work this week. We need to get ready for Bradford. And there's going to be some disappointed players when we have the meetings, but that's the nature of football. And as I always say, the league table doesn't tell lies. And if we want to step forward and if we want to progress as a football club, there has to be some difficult conversations and some harsh decisions made.
Does that mean you're pretty much set on what you're going to do, Paul? I mean, I wouldn't want to do it before you spoke to the players, or are you still there to be bent one way or the other?
I would probably say I'm 99.9% sure which way I'm going to go with it. We're working really hard to try and bring a head of recruitment in so we can hit the ground running. I want to make this football club better. I want to make everything better about it. I want to make the environment off the pitch better. I want to make the group stronger on the pitch. I've just said before that I think this is as good as we've played, but there's still so many areas that need to be better, and we've got to be better. And I think in this league that if you can just if we can get every player to try and increase their level of professionalism, level of performance by 4-5%, which isn't a lot. If you add that up in a group of 20, you've got a big improvement, and that's what we've got to strive to do, and that's what my job and the staff's job is, to make sure that we keep pushing them and work to try and make everything better.
Joe looked like he was holding his groin for a while on the ground. Anything you can say about him?
The only thing I was told was he overstretched and he felt his groin, so there was no point taking any chances. Same with Jack Ellis, he was just getting tight in his hamstrings, so we took Jack off. And it's just one of them things, you know, when you work hard, you get little strains and little bits of soreness. So I hope next weekend we have 11 who have got strains and soreness, and that means they've worked really hard. 5,600
people here. Something feels like it's building. Wouldn't it be great if that can build into next season?
Well, that's what we have to do. That's the challenge for us, and we've got to make sure we do it. You know, I mean, we all know what our supporters can do and the noise they can make. And what we have to do is make sure we keep it. We've got to keep riding some momentum. Whatever's brought the momentum, if it's the players, if it's me, I don't really mind what it is. We have to keep riding it, and we've got to make it better. The more people we get through the turnstiles, the better it is to make us as a more successful football club. This season, I don't want to think staying in the league is a success. It has been from the position that we're in. That's not what we're in football for, just to stay in the league. I want to be competing in the top half of the table, and if we can get a group of players together who all want to do the same, and then we have a group of staff off the pitch in the East Stand offices and in the main stand offices who are all pulling in the right direction, that will help. And then we need all the supporters and all the backing of local businesses as well.
The good thing about that today, they haven't stayed to celebrate staying up. They've stayed to acknowledge what's been done the last 15 games. That must give you some hope looking forward.
Oh, definitely does, yeah. And I hope they realise as well that was the players thanking them for the support. It's not just about them appreciating players. We have to thank them because they turn up in their numbers, they pay the hard-earned cash, and I was delighted to see so many stay out. And let's hope we can encourage them to come back next season in numbers. And I know somebody was telling me yesterday that we've sold hundreds and hundreds of tickets for Bradford, so what an atmosphere we could have at Bradford, and we've got to make sure we do it properly for them.
Dinell, these crackers, you saw him conducting the crowd at the end there. Were you tempted to bring him on at all?
Yeah, I was, yeah. I mean, it was a little bit harsh on Dinell. I spoke to him yesterday. I said during the week that he had a family bereavement, so he spent a lot of time back home with his mum this week. And I wanted to see Corey as well. Corey can probably feel a little bit hard done to that he hasn't had an opportunity in centre back, which is his favoured position. And I just felt today was about having a look at him. You know, we all know that Dinell's on loan. Corey's here next season, so we need to see what we've got and how they can perform in first team football.
Last one from me, Paul. We spoke the other day, and I think you explained things as compartments and boxes and where you can put things. Is it now in your head about the fact that this is yours for the next 3 years and comfortable with it, knowing exactly what you're going to do going ahead?
Oh, I'm totally comfortable with it, yeah. I'm absolutely delighted with it. Really, I'm thrilled to be here. People are talking about a 3-year contract. I'm just thinking long term. I want this club to be better. I want next season to be better. I don't know where better will be, but I want it to be better, and we just keep building. I've said it, and I'm not saying it to try and protect myself and give me longer in the job, but we have to keep moving forward, and this isn't going to suddenly change overnight. We've got to be prepared that, you know, we can't make like a massive revolution in one transfer window. We've got to build it steadily, and if we can be better when we start the season at the end of July, and then in January we can be better again, and then the following summer we can be better again. And I want to be here. My house is on the market. I found somewhere I want to live, and I am preparing to be here, lock, stock and barrel, and I hope that the appreciation I'm getting loads of praise and all that sort of stuff, which is lovely, but I still want it to be there in 3 years' time.